move to pair Anthony Davis up with LeBron made them the favorite to win next year's title. However, the trade is drawing harsh criticisms from a lot of front office folks. One anonymous exec told Bleacher Report, quote, "The Lakers overpaid by a significant margin." Others question LA's choice to make the trade now instead of waiting until the end of July when they could have had room for another max player. One anonymous GM said about the Lakers, quote, "The coaching search does not inspire confidence. The way they've handled the timing of the trade has not inspired confidence. The dysfunction does not inspire confidence." Harsh words for your boys, Shannon. Is this a fair criticism of your team?
Sure, there were missteps along the way. Skip, all things being equal, you'd like to sit back and say, look, guys, I don't have a problem doing the deal. But we would greatly appreciate it for cap purposes if you were to hold off signing these guys until July 30th.
Yep.
Okay, Skip, you're a Corvette guy, right? You like Corvettes. Let's just say I came to you and say, Skip, this is what I got for you, bruh. You know you my dog. I got a 1967 or a 1968 L88 Vet.
I actually like the new ones, but go ahead.
I'm just saying.
I'm not like a historic. But go ahead. Go ahead.
But it got a small dent in the door.
Oh, okay.
You turning it down?
No.
No. Okay. There was a few missteps, but for an opportunity to get Anthony Davis, sometimes, Skip, you know this. You've covered the game, been around the game too long. Sometimes to get a transcendent player, you have to overpay. Okay, so what? But they look at, when I'm looking at something, okay, disposable income. That's how I really evaluate whether I'm going to buy something or not. Do I have disposable income? Is this going to cut into my normal budget, my mortgage, my rent?
Yep.
If it's not, okay, I'll get it. Skip, they looking at Lonzo.
Yep.
He's a disposable income. They're looking at B.I. He's disposable income. The fourth pick is disposable income. So, disposable income, we want Anthony Davis.
Okay.
They got Anthony Davis. They're nitpicking. Come on, bruh. To get 6'10", a guy that averages 25 and 12, and before the trade, the first 41 ball games, he gave you 29, 13, and 2.5. Nah. Everybody has something. There's no way, I heard the same execs, there's no way this team or the Pelicans gonna deal with the Lakers. There's no way, yada, yada, yada. The Boston Celtics have this and they have that. The bottom line was the Pelicans had to move on from Anthony Davis. The Lakers had the best deal then, before the trade deadline. They had the best deal now. If you want to nitpick, but what this is about is they didn't want the Lakers to be back on top like we are. We there in our rightful place where we gonna be for the very foreseeable future. This is about maximizing LeBron James's 2-3 years that he signed with the Lakers, and then sit yourself up moving forward with a 26-year-old, 6'10" and a half, 6'11" inch guy that can dominate for years to come. I got no problem. Stop nitpicking, haters.
Okay, I disagree with your nitpicking because all of these nits that are being picked are actually boulder-sized blunders by Rob Pelinka. But I do agree with your bottom line. They still have Anthony Davis. Everything that's in here, there are 20 criticisms. They all end for me with, but they still have Anthony Davis.
Thank you.
But they're still the favorite. But they still have Anthony Davis, and they're still the favorite. Rob Pelinka should be in position to be fired even after he just pulled off one of the greatest trades in Laker history. But he should be, because this is incompetence, rampant incompetence across the board in every way, shape, and form. Did he overpay? Yeah, he did. But if you put it in a vacuum and just start to weigh it, he overpaid. But he got Anthony Davis. And they had to have Anthony Davis because I don't think they would have signed any premier top-tier free agent without acquiring Anthony Davis. Now this gives you a chance. Maybe if you can finesse and finagle your way back into some cap space, you now have a chance to go get number 2. Go get somebody of stature. You could have 3 when you were lucky to even have one other besides LeBron. And yet, there are blunders everywhere. He completely, he swung and missed at how you play the game. He apparently, there have been numerous reports that he ignored his capologist. They have smart people working for them. They have a big staff, thanks in part to Magic Johnson. He assembled a crackerjack staff of people who knew how to do their jobs. And Magic was a taskmaster. He was demanding, and they were all ready to do their jobs until Rob Pelinka politically stab Magic in the back, and maybe he was stabbable, maybe he didn't live up, right? Okay, but still, he won that power struggle politically, and then apparently he just ignored the capologist people, the people who could have informed him, explained to him what you're stepping into here, could have explained, you need to figure out the timing of this.
Right.
This needs to be delayed so that we can maximize our cap space.
What, Skip?
Right?
And like I said, Skip, there were missteps. You could have gone, look, okay, July 30th. You can't sign the guy until July 30th.
Right.
Skip, but you can't make the 4th pick, and the Pelicans don't like the guy that you're picking, so obviously you go to them. Okay, who would you like with the 4th pick? You want Garland, you want the Culver kid from Texas Tech,
Do it.
You want the kid from Virginia, Hunter,
Do it.
whomever.
Get it. Yeah, figure it out.
But we're going to do this, but we're asking you not to sign the guy until July 30th.
Part of the negotiation
Right.
before you finalize the deal. Anthony Davis's $4 million trade kicker, you deal with that. You make it clear to Richie Paul, hey, you need to tell your man he's got to drop the $4 million because we're going to need it.
We dropped it.
Okay, well, but that should have been done pre, not post.
Yeah, it
right?
was done post. Just because we don't let everybody see our hand.
Okay, there are blunders everywhere. And yet, if I look back at the whole thing, remember, this is the same guy who, according to the ESPN report, just flat out made up a story about Kobe and Heath Ledger that he told the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
How do you get away with that? Like, that's close to being a fireable offense to me. You just made something up like that. Kobe must not have loved it. And then if we look at all of Magic's blunders, look at what happened. Look at all the missteps. Right away, he trades Lou Williams. Then he ends up trading a guy you really like, Big Zubats.
I love him.
From Muscala. What is that about? That was just bad. You gave away a kid who's going to be pretty good in this league for a long time.
He's going to be better than Muscala.
Okay. And you let Julius Randle walk, and you let Brook Lopez walk. And
imagine having Lou Williams coming off the bench now.
Okay, just imagine all those guys. Like, it's just one bad idea after another, and Magic has to take some responsibility. And then we come all the way to how the team was constructed last year. And I guess LeBron signed off on it. Surely he had some input, or at least gave his okay, but they surround him with playmakers instead of shooters. And you were the first, you were like, what are you doing? What is this all about? Where are the shooters? Where is the shooting?
Right.
Well, they don't have any, but they got playmakers. So you could do one-year deals for Lance and Rondo and blah, 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 all the, and it just didn't work. And yet Magic was supposed to be the guru behind all this, and he's the greatest Laker, and now he's quit. He walked out in a huff because Rob Pelinka was stabbing him in the back, as was in some ways Jeannie.
Right.
Okay? Was he doing his job? Maybe not.
But Skip, here's the thing. You make it seem like Rob Pelinka is the only guy that doesn't know what he's doing. There are like 3 people that's above him that don't know what they're doing either.
All right, okay. But in spite of that,
they got Anthony Davis.
And they're the wait a second. They're the Vegas favorites to win the championship. How's that possible? Overnight, it went like that. It went from laughing stock to you better buy stock in the Lakers, right?
But Skip, here's the thing. Look, sometimes you overpay. And I tell the story all the time. I had an opportunity to get into Google. And the guy told me, says, Shannon, it's going to open up at $85.
Yeah.
It opened at $115. I was like, well, let's go and get, 2,000 shares. That's like, that's too much. It's overvalued.
Okay. So, I told you yesterday, right now, Rob Pelinka remains a puppet on the strings tugged by David Griffin in New Orleans. Dance, Robbie, dance. That's what's happening right now because it hasn't been done yet. The deal's not finalized. And I told you yesterday, if David Griffin said, throw in Kuzma on top of the historic haul, okay? But I'm just saying, in the end, you would say yes to that. If I could guarantee you that Kuzma would allow you to sign number 2 along with LeBron and AD,
well, yeah, that's
you'd say, okay. Yeah. But what I'm saying is there's never too much to pay for greatness because you can't find greatness.
Exactly.
It doesn't grow on these palm trees here. You have to go get it.
We might be dangling Kuzma to trade him somewhere to get somebody else.
You might, okay? You might. But you also might be dangling him to get that deal pushed back to July 30th.
No, we can't do that.
Why not?
No.
Well, what if that opened the cap space for you to go get a star?
Skip,